I don't know, man. We need like a moral compass. We need like some sort of, I don't know if it's a man, like Jordan Peterson was great about giving young men purpose and cleaning your room and taking care of yourself first. And then women will be attracted to you if you take care of yourself.
Maybe this will result in people becoming more religious.
Yeah, or redefining religion too, because Buddhism is an interesting religion. I think like maybe there will be a new religion, a new like
it's called identitarianism, and the Democrats have adopted it.
Hopefully, there's a better one than that. Like Peterson was onto something. He's a prophet. That guy's he could be canonized in the future. I think.
But what's his ideology?
Just take care
individualism,
of yourself first.
Hard work.
Yeah,
it's very conservative. I mean, I'm not saying he's a conservative, but
right, he's not very conservative, but he speaks conservative morals. But he's very liberal.
Yeah. Young people aren't getting married anymore. They're not having kids. So what happens, Matthew Iglesias for Vox wrote this article, I guess. I think it was him, called like The Case for 1 Billion Americans. And then he like did an interview with Glenn Beck and people started attacking him for it. But he made a really good point that we need more Americans. I don't know if he was making an argument for immigration or just people having more babies. But he was like, the biggest problems we have with competing with these other countries, particularly China, is that they have a massive population, more than 3 times, like almost 4 times the U.S. And so there needs to be way more Americans who hold American values and these like constitutional republic and liberal democratic values. Otherwise, you'll end up with a globe dominated by people who don't have those values, unless you want to dominate by force, I guess.
Yeah, you can either be more influential by like having the Americans have like 10,000 followers on YouTube for every Chinese guy that has like 1,000. So you've got a 10-to-1 influence ratio there, or you can have 10 times as many people. So like there's different ways to influence the globe.
But if he's making the case for more immigration, if you're just bringing people in from everywhere, then they're not going to have the same ideals necessarily.
Right. I don't know if he was specifically saying immigration, but that's why having a system like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the game, if you can call it a game, Life Genesis.
No.
You know what this is? There's a symbol, the hacker community, the hacker symbol is called the glider. And it's a reference to, I don't know if the game is called Life Genesis. I think it is. It's a simple algorithm where lights turn on and off. And it's like simulating, if the algorithm, ideals are met, then it expands and grows and like develops more life and stuff like that. And the reason I bring this up is there's a version of it that I used to have on Windows when I was a kid where it had 2 different colors. And if you have a big mass of blue dots popping into and out of existence, and you put a small handful of red into it, they just turn blue. But if you flood it with like 50% red, then they start battling and then start changing, and then one side wins and the other side's destroyed. And if you obviously have more red, or just keep firing, the red dots, the blue ones eventually evaporate. So if these people really do believe that equality and equity are good things, then they want to make sure to preserve the American system, because I don't think there's any other country on the planet, say, like outside of specifically European countries in America, outside of these specific areas, massive populations of the world that are, 6 or 7 times bigger than Europe and the US do not have these values. So if these values end up getting lost due to just carelessness, I'm not saying like any one thing, like if no one cares about upholding these values, they won't exist. And that's it, they're gone.
And if they're forgotten, we were talking about that a couple nights ago with Seamus, like storing our information for the future generations. How will it be stored? And I thought maybe it will be stored in orbit. Maybe there will be a
why orbit?
Because maybe there'll be a firestorm on the surface, and then we'll need to somehow remember, our past. Like 12,800 years ago, there was a flood, and like everything was wiped out. Atlantis was lost, all this civilization, and all the morals and teachings from that time were basically washed away.
Assuming those things were real.
Yeah, assuming that the flood was real, but it seems to be, according to Randall Carlson and other geologists.
There's like, the flood myth like exists in a bunch of different cultures. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And then who was that guy on Joe Rogan who was talking about how the Sphinx is actually older?
It could have been Graham Hancock.
Was that him?
Or Randall Carlson. They worked together.
I think it was Graham Hancock. He was saying like the Sphinx is actually way older than we realize.
It could have been Robert Schoch also.
Because it shows signs of water damage.
Yeah, dude, when there was a lot of rain in North Africa.
Yeah.
Before the flood. I think that's a lot of ocean sand in Africa. Apparently, if you look at Google Maps and you zoom in on the west coast of Africa and you can see that it looks like it was a wave pushed all that sand up onto the continent.
That's where they think Atlantis is.
Yeah, on the eye of the Sahara.
Right, exactly.
The Rickard structure.
Right, exactly. I don't know if that's true, and
it
I'm
fits
nowhere.
Plato's measurements almost exactly. It's like 28 kilometers in diameter.
And it's got the erosion where the waterfalls would have been and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, I read something though debunking that, or at least purporting to debunk it. I'd like to believe those things are true, but I don't know, man.
I'd like to
This
go
is
there.
You know what, man? I was kind of thinking about this. Is kind of crazy. We had Seamus Coughlin from Freedom Tunes on. Do you know Freedom Tunes?
No.
You do not know Freedom Tunes? It's
Sorry.
hilarious.
You will.
And he's religious. You know, he's Catholic, right?
He's highly Catholic.
Yeah, very Catholic. And I started thinking about a lot of things he said about Catholicism. And then I started thinking about this quote about simulism. You know what simulism is?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like someone said a simulation theory is just religion for nerds. And I'm like, it really is like basically the same thing. And you can really find analogs between religion and this idea of simulation. It's just, I don't know, one doesn't seem as magical then, you know, and it kind of explains it. So what if that's really what it is? Once we start understanding how computers work and how quantum physics work, and we start understanding that it all may be a simulation, all we've really done is re-explained what religion was saying the whole time. Or I should specifically, like Abrahamic religions were saying the whole time.
Keck's an interesting, point along that thought, because it just came out of nowhere. Keck, LOL, but it means the frog god.
Yeah,
and doing,
dude.
like, Pepe.
Can you try and look that up?
There's
Just
a whole rabbit hole there.
It's so crazy, dude. It will blow your mind. Like, there were posts on 4chan where they were like, Donald Trump will get elected, and the whole code, what is it called, the trip code, was all sevens. Like just ridiculous things were happening. They were like, Keck wills it, all sevens appear, and people were like, what? Like, that's a lottery ticket. That's like there's a whole bunch of crazy stuff about this. But everything now is like about Keckistan or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's not really a documentary. It's just like a video explaining Keck and meme magic. Try typing that in.
What were you going to say?
They just put one out too about the artist who created Pepe.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be sympathetic towards him, but then I was like, man, this guy just wants to draw frogs.
Yeah.
And then he's got the ADL coming after him. I think he sued the wrong people.
Yeah.
But
Who did he sue?
he sued like Alex Jones and a bunch
Yeah,
of right-wing
that's
people.
dumb.
But all he was trying to do the whole
Type
time
in
was get
Egyptian guy.
his frog off of the ADL hate list. And so it's like, man, just sue the ADL. Like,
Did you-
stop suing everybody else?
Did you hear that Fred Perry is going to ban, they're discontinuing the black and gold shirts
Yeah.
because the Proud Boys wear them?
Enrique had a good response to that.
What did
He
he-
was like, we should pick his most popular color and adopt it.
And just keep playing like a game of whack-a-mole. How stupid is that? Oh, here we go. Keck mythology. Look at this. Keck is the deification of the concept of primordial darkness in the ancient Egyptian Agdod cosmogony of Hemopolis.
Whoa.
The Agdod consisted of 4 pairs of deities, 4 male gods paired with their female counterparts. Keck's female counterpart was Coquette.
Huh.
Keck and Coquette, in some aspects, also represent night and day, and were called Raiser Up of the Light and Raiser Up of the Night. The name is written as KK or KKYW, with a variant on sky hieroglyph in ligature with the staff associated with the word for darkness. So wait, are they saying that Keck is bad?
Well, he's dark.
That's weird,
Darkness
yeah.
isn't necessarily bad.
Yeah.
Here we go. In popular
Primordial.
culture, they say, in relation to the 2016 presidential election, individuals associated with online message boards, such as 4chan, noted the similarity between Keck and the character Pepe the Frog. This combined with the frequent use of the term Keck as a stand-in for slang LOL, and they explain which was often paired with images of Pepe, resulted in a resurgence of interest in the ancient deity.
Weird.
The funny thing is, I guess, like, what was the image of Keck looked like someone sitting at a computer screen?
Yeah. There was
so
like
crazy, dude.
along the base
Seriously.
of the statue
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something. Yeah.
I think that was fake, though. Was that fake?
I
We
don't
could
know.
pull
I
the
like to
picture.
believe.
Yeah, I know. It's fun to believe. But it is true that there's an ancient god Keck, and that Keck is like a thing they were saying, and there's a frog,
And the
and like,
Egyptians had batteries and light bulbs.
They had light bulbs?
According to hieroglyphics, there's a
Oh, right,
hieroglyphic
right.
of them holding a giant bulb with looks like a filament
there-
inside, and
there's-
then
there-
a guy holding a battery behind him.
there was one thing I
With
saw,
Baghdad
the
batteries.
prophecy of Keck. Look at this.
Whoa.
So this right here, you can see there's a person, then there's this thing and whatever that's behind it. And they're like, person using a computer, internet meme magic. It's kind of dumb because this squiggly line, they're just like, I don't know, just call it meme
looks like
magic.
DNA.
Like, you don't know what that is. Yeah, it could be DNA, whatever. But it does look like someone sitting at a computer. They can't. I don't think that's real though.
I doubt they had
That's real.
computers.
Yeah.
But that's
no.
just doubt.
No, I think somebody made that up.
You think they photoshopped it?
No, I think someone made the symbol.
Oh, of course. I don't know.
Like I'm saying it's not a real Egyptian symbol.
I'm curious what it's called.
I could be wrong.
I gotta Google
Or
it.
Trump could be magical and he's going to win again.
As predicted.
Yeah. But if Keck is the bad guy, if he's the darkness.
Well, the darkness isn't always bad. You know, you can't have the light without the dark. That's how the theory goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, why the dark is just an I guess a stand-in for bad because we died at night.
Yeah, you
it was
can't-
cold, crops wouldn't grow, and the
It's
bear would
because
get
we're
you.
so visual.
Right.
We rely on light.
Yeah, so
the
like
snake probably loves the dark.
snake.
Yeah, the snakes and the cats, they probably love the dark.
I think-
eat us.
That's when they would eat us.
No, the cats are crepuscular.
They can see at night, though. What do you mean corpuscular?
Crepuscular. They come out dawn and dusk. That's why Bucko's like sleeping during the show and then he wakes up right when we're done because he's like, "Oh, time to get up." It's like, it's getting dark out.
Did you hear about those lions in Africa? There were like 2 lions they went in and they ate like everyone in a camp and they attacked right at like 2 in. They were not very crepuscular in that instance, so I think that's why he
What do you mean,
fear
two-
the dark.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, but it was also like when it was cold and dark out, you couldn't grow crops, and so people would be like, "The darkness is bad and scary, and we're gonna die." It's kind of weird though because we loved looking at the stars, so the dark wasn't really bad. I think I wouldn't know enough about religions to actually say whether this is true or not, but like the Eastern religions probably viewed it more balanced, like the way you're saying it, and the Western seemed to view it more negatively. Like yin yang, light and dark balanced together, but maybe not. Did God create light and dark?
Yeah.
Is that what they say in Genesis? Yeah, so maybe it's just people eventually adopted that as some kind of,
Yeah, there were like sun worshipping cults, and then there were like moon worshipping cults. I think the Aryans were moon worshippers. They would come out at night, which is part of why their skin was so light. I think someone told me that, and I don't know.
Nah,
if it's
I mean, they
interesting.
were. I've heard that they were into like occult stuff. I don't know if that's true.
The
though.
Aryans, the ancient Aryans.
Oh, the ancient
I
Aryans.
don't
I don't know
much
that.
about their history, but I heard that
No.
they were moon dwellers.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah, we just went off
We
into
went
like crazy.
deep.
Yeah, but it's because of Keck, man. So what does this mean for November
It's
3rd?
a
Who's going to win?
It's a simulation. It's a religion. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know.
Is Trump going to win on November 3rd?
I think that he's gonna win unless there's cheating.
They're cheating, dude.
Yeah.
Well-
I think they're cheating. So it could go either way. But I thought that they were gonna cheat and steal it in 2016 too.
But they're literally cheating, and we're watching them do it right now.
Yeah.
Did you see them
And then-
throw
Oh,
all
sorry.
the ballots away?
Yeah.
Which
they're
time?
They're
Which
saying
time?
that those are old ballots, though, to be fair. They're claiming
No.
that those are from 2018.
Did you see James O'Keefe's video? What time is it? Did you see James O'Keefe's video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so the dude's driving around like shaking ballots like, look at this, gonna get paid tonight.
The craziest part of all of this is that the media is like, oh, they're spreading conspiracy theories that there's ballot harvesting and all this stuff, and they're trying to illegitimize the election. And it's like, dude, you guys have been trying to illegitimize the election for 4 years.
Dude,
Like this
that's-
whole Russia hoax and all this stuff that you guys have been doing has been an effort to delegitimize the election, and now you're gonna be like, the right's crazy for doing this. Like,
that's the game.
Even before
It's just-
the WikiLeaks, the Hillary Clinton emails delegitimized the Democratic National Committee's.
yeah. They were
Support of
giving
Bernie.
the debate questions to Clinton.
Yup. Among a bunch of other really messed up things, like it was totally rigged, and we weren't supposed to know about it, but because of WikiLeaks, we do. And what if that really is why Trump won? Like, think about it. What if they
That's
really?
why I turned on Hillary. 100%. If I didn't know, if I thought she legitimately got the thing, I probably wouldn't have hated her. I definitely wouldn't have hated her. I didn't hate
That's
her back in the day. I
crazy.
never really liked her.
What
but-
if that's the one thing the Democrats didn't predict? That someone was going to leak all of this to WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks would publish it. And then all of a sudden, you just had this massive uproar that people couldn't ignore. And this weird, creepy conspiracy stuff. I'll tell you this, man. It definitely, they're cheating right now for sure. Ian and I were arguing about this. How do you define cheat? And we're like literally looking at the definition of cheat till it's deceptively or unfairly, give yourself an advantage. That would you agree that's definitely what they're doing?
Yeah, absolutely.
They're saying Democrats are going to vote by mail more than Republicans. So they're definitely changing the rules. I opened up Instagram and it was like, you live in New Jersey. You are going to get a ballot in the mail, whether you asked for it or not. And I'm like, oh, great. Then you see this thing with James O'Keefe where this dude's going around collecting ballots. It's on video. Imagine now. So the difference, the thing here is In that election, I guess, they did mail-in, right, for the primary. So they sent out all these mail-in ballots. Then a dude went around collecting them. And then you have on video the other guy saying that they were all blank. He's like, I looked at them, they were blank. And that's exactly what I and everybody else was saying was going to happen. The funny thing about it is James O'Keefe knew the whole time. He just had to get the confirmation and publish a story. Now what are they claiming? They're saying James O'Keefe is making it up. It's edited.
Yeah.
My favorite thing is the dude on camera who is saying I'm getting paid and all this stuff claims it's not his real voice and it's dubbed over. You know why that's funny? Because he's holding the ballots in his hand. So it's like, okay, then what were you saying as you walked around with stacks of ballots?
Yeah.
Dude on Twitter, he was like, "Thanks for all the new subs. Looks like I'm famous."
Wow.
And wasn't one of the people in the video that spoke to James like went on record, and he's like a Somali community organizer.
There was like, I think it was
And
a woman. Was it a woman? Or are you talking about somebody else?
I think it was a man in the video from last night.
Yeah.
There was some guy, he works in like the Somali community, and he was like going on record.
Oh, right.
Like,
Yep.
This is what's
Ilhan
happening.
Omar's people are doing this.
And it's like, how, so you're calling him a liar too? Like,
Yep.
okay.
And this guy was posting on Snapchat, like, look at all the ballots I have. I'm getting paid for this.
Yeah.
So the defense from the left is it's not illegal to do that.
Right.
He's helping people vote. They just skipped the part where the guy said the ballots were blank. And they said, who fills them out? Oh, Ilhan Omar's people. Dude, the game's rigged, man. I'm worried about what's going to happen if Trump loses after seeing things like that. Because that one video, no one's going to believe the results. And I don't know, man.
Dude,
I mean, I'm not going to believe it.
I don't
If he loses, I'm going to be like, they cheated.
If he wins, I'm going to be like, they cheated. They're cheating right now. We know they are. Win or lose, they're cheating.
So they're gonna mail you a ballot,
Yeah, I didn't ask
and
for
then
it.
someone can walk by the mailbox and take it.
Yep.
That's crazy. They go.
So think about all the old people who get all these ballots and are probably just not paying attention, just sitting in their house. Think about this. What happens if you never get your ballot? What if
Yeah,
what if I
exactly.
never get it and I'm like, it's election day, I have no ballot because someone stole it? Then you have no number. What do you track? You look up your name,
and then
maybe
if you
security
go
number.
vote, and then they say, "No, you already voted." Then are you in trouble
yeah.
for trying to vote twice?
Yeah. This is why universal mail-in voting is broken. And I tell you, man, it's the funniest thing when we see story after story from NPR, from the New York Times, from the Baltimore Sun saying straight up, we're straight dumping primary ballots in the dumpster because we got them too late. I'm exaggerating, but you have all these stories like Baltimore Sun saying 70,000 ballots, were held for too long. Through no fault of their own, the voters will be disenfranchised. Then these same organizations say, Trump said without evidence that there was impropriety in mail-in voting. It's like, you told me that. Well, you know what I love about the news is that Trump will repeat something they say and they'll call him a liar. I'm just, dude. Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. We do the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. So come back to check us out when we go live. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and we are also available on all podcast platforms for free if you want to listen to us there. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you all next time.